Hello, I am now going to embark, I use a fancy word, shall I, on my first thread for the VC vinyl community. I haven't done one of these before. I've got no idea how it's going to be seen by you lot, but I'm going to jump in feet first in the deep end, and I've got quite a few ideas. But this first one is a pretty easy one, I think. And I want you to choose 10, if you can, 10 vinyl, CD, call it what you will, that you own, that are purely live albums. The recordings are live. I've got my 10, and looking through them, they're all in the 70s apart from one. There's a bit of a surprise, really. I was 26 years of age. I was 16 years of old. I'll get it right. I was 16 years of age when 1970 arrived. So you can get some idea of how that sort of music sticks. And it sticks with most of us. So let's get started. This isn't a ranking, just 10 that I'm going to pull out. First one. Live at the Fillmore East, the Allman Brothers band, a double album. This is, as far as I'm concerned, an awesome set of songs. The peak of it is in memory of Elizabeth Reed, and I really love that set. It's the first occasion that I had come across the boys from Macon, Georgia, and it stayed with me ever since. Next up is the 1978 release, although the concerts were a couple of years earlier, Live and Dangerous by Thin Lizzy. I listened to this the other day and it brought back so many memories. This was at the time when Phil Lynott and the band were top of the pop, so to speak. It's an absolutely awesome piece of hard rock. Johnny the Fox had come out, and there's some nice sax on a few tracks, and Phil Lynott is at the top of his game. Next up, Van Morrison's 1974 double album. Oh, by the way, most of them are double albums as well. I guess that's probably more reflective of what a concert should be. The 1974 Van Morrison album, Too Late to Stop Now. Well, I came to this one late, but it's just from beginning to end, it just captured all those scintillating records that are a part of Van Morrison's early career. Every track's an absolute belter. On to number 4. This one, some of you probably won't know about this, but at the time I loved this band called Colosseum, and this was their live album in 1971. I'd seen them in the UK on a more than one occasion, and they're a sort of rock jazz prog style of band, and seeing them live was an absolutely tour de force, and this double album captures it. Particular emphasis to the fourth side called Los Angeles. The singer was Chris Farlow, the drummer John Heisman, it was his band, and there's some absolutely extraordinary keyboards by Dave Greenslade and the guitar player Mr. Clem Clemson, and I play it repeatedly. It's just called Live, and it's Colosseum. Next up at 5 is possibly I think it's the greatest selling live album of all time, and it's Peter Frampton's Comes Alive from 1976. I know this got played to death at the time and I went off it, but I actually saw Frampton live on this tour and he was absolutely tremendous, and it's an absolutely tremendous album. 6. This is the first live album by one Ry Cooder, and I've been a fan of Cooder's right back from the early 70s onwards. This album's called Showtime, released in 77, and basically it's the band that were involved in the live offering, Let's Have a Ball, that live concert. Same songs, same band, same brilliance. At number 7 on my list here is the 1969 album by the Rolling Stones, Get Your Ya-Ya's Out. Well, this is brutally to the point. He leaves it all out there, does Richard, Jagger as well. The greatest rock and roll band in the world, and this album epitomised that. At 8, another one that possibly is up there as a candidate for the best live album ever. It's The Who live at Leeds from 1970. An absolutely awesome 14 minutes of my generation, with Townsend absolutely tearing the fretboard to pieces, and the one Keith Moon behind the drums, and he's absolutely fantastic on Magic Bus. Can you always remember Magic Bus? 9, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. They released this as a sort of cheapie. I think I got it for under £1 or something. It was Mussorgsky's Pictures at the Exhibition. Some beautiful stuff on here, and I think it holds up very well. And my last one is another double album. If you've been counting, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 10 are double albums. This was the second album by Derek and the Dominoes, just called In Concert, released in 1973 but recorded in 1970. There was no Duane Allman in this band, but Clapton was going through some serious problems with his addiction, but he pulled out all the stops on this album. It's been heavily criticised, but the first side, as far as I'm concerned, is some of the greatest Clapton guitar playing you'll ever be likely to hear. It tails off a bit on side 3 and 4, but side 4 is great with Blues Power and Have You Ever Loved a Woman. But the first side, the opening 2 tracks, stunning. Okay, so that's my first thread. Hope you enjoyed it. If you can pick out 5, that will probably suffice. I've gone for 10 because I'm just greedy.